I would even say no other country had made a greater contribution and suffered more losses than the Chinese nation in the global effort to defeat fascism.
Good morning, Mr. Gao.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Today, let's talk about China and the World Anti-Fascist War. And I got a group of data that's for the first question. That is, China fought against the Japanese aggression for 14 years. That was from 1931 to 1945. And also, among all the allied nations, China was the first to engage in the anti-fascist war and suffered over 35 million military and civilians casualties. That is for China. And based on this data, how do you see China's role in the World Anti-Fascist War? And how important was China's role in the war?
One is, as you correctly mentioned, China started to suffer from the brunt of the Japanese aggression, not in 1941, but as early as in 1931. And Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression lasted for a total of 14 years. And in the meantime, China suffered more than 30 million casualties, both civilian casualties as well as military casualties. Now, this is for the record. This is a very solid contribution that Chinese nation made. And the fact that Japan started to occupy China, one area after another, and in the hope that they can conquer China, they can force China to surrender. And the Chinese people never surrendered. We kept fighting against the Japanese aggressors. And the fact that in December 1941, the United States declared war upon Japan after the heinous surprise attack by the Japanese fascism on Pearl Harbor, of course contributed to the final victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression. But allow me to make a very important point. Even if the United States did not decide to join the war against the Japanese aggressor, even if China was left by itself to continue to fight against the Japanese occupiers, the Japanese fascism, China would have eventually prevailed anyway. Why? Because the Chinese people, despite of all the odds and all the pressures, we will never tolerate another nation like Japan to commit all these atrocities against the Chinese people, to try to destroy the Chinese culture and try to really wipe out the glorious thousands of years of Chinese civilization from the face of the earth. No, we will never accept that.